Hey, I've got some super fun things to show off today. I'm Cadence Kidwell, proprietress here at Fuzzy Goat in downtown Thomasville, Georgia, and you can see all the things I'm talking about at fuzzygoatyarns.com. So, we're doing okay down here, but our friends in South Florida aren't so lucky. We kind of thought it was going to come this way earlier last week, so we're really grateful that it didn't, but really weighing heavy on our hearts about where it did hit. So we're going to donate a portion of our sales this weekend from yesterday through Sunday to the Red Cross, Hurricane Ian. I keep wanting to say Ivan because we've had a Hurricane Ivan, but now this one's Hurricane Ian. So we're going to donate to the Red Cross, and so we hope that you guys help us be generous. So thank you. So with that said, let's get to some fun stuff, because that's what you tuned in for. Look at these pom-poms. I love pom-pom season. So we kind of order them in the fall for hats and things like that. Though I've also seen really cute ones where someone puts one on the end of each end of a scarf. How fun is that? These are from Jamie. She makes them herself in her Colorado studio. Hand makes each and every one of them. They are not real fur. They are faux fur. And so you can kind of shake them out when you need to. But look at this fun collection. These are all the same size except for the unicorn one. And the unicorn, some of them have all of these different colors on them, and some have just maybe one or two colors. And so they're the unicorn, and they look really cute. But I particularly like this green one, of course, the evergreen. This is a snowball if you wanted all white. This one's really cool. This one's glacier, and it's got like black and blue on the end. And this is my next favorite. This was retro, and maybe you can see how it's got some different colors in it, little bits of purple if you look at it in the right light, and teal. And of course this melon is really going to be great for sprucing something up. If you're in Idaho like you, Becky, you might need something bright like this. So these are really fun. I'll put the link up. These are our new Faux Fur Poms made by Jamie in Colorado. So we love pom-pom season. It means that it's chilly. We feel like it's chilly. I'm wearing my chilly sweater, though it's going to get into the 80s today, but I'm pretending that it's not. So I'll show you some yarns you can use for this too. Some other fun stuff we got in. I tried to think of, did I have a theme for today? Did everything kind of coalesce? And it didn't, except that it was just a lot of fun stuff that kind of came in that I wanted to show you. I have been waiting for these for a couple years. Donna makes these for us in Alabama. Isn't that great that I know the first names of our makers? I just think that's fabulous. These are Drawstring Bags. This one we are calling Campers, and this one is called Road Trip. They're made out of just the best cotton. Donna has a great eye for color, and she has run a quilt shop, so she knows how to pick really nice cottons. These have my all-time favorite gusset situation going on here. These are great for 1, 2, maybe even a 3 skein project. I'm going to show you how I'm coming on my sweater. I wouldn't put my sweater in here. My sweater's kind of getting unwieldy. But I just love how you can cinch them up and throw them into, whatever you're grabbing. And so also my other favorite little feature is that it has a little fuzzy goat tag on it. So we love that Donna makes these for us also in the South, and that we finally have some back in stock. So we got a bunch of those. If you wanted a different kind of drawstring bag, we also have got these in. These are from Work and Shelter, which is a organization in India that provides jobs, a living wage, and dignity. And we had these organic bags, roughly the same size, printed with our creed on the front of those. And those came in too, as well as our tote bags. Let's see, I didn't bring a tote bag over, but there's one of our tote bags with the creed in all its colors. Here it is on 2 colors here. So this also makes a great cinch bag. Throw in all your project, and just grab it and throw it into a bigger bag. It wouldn't be a Saturday if I didn't tell you about some bags. So let's see. Oh, tools. We also got some new tools in from Katrinkles. Again, Katie and Marianne take such good care of us. We saw them at market and they said, and so we just kind of stood there and said, what else? What else can you do for us? What else can you make fuzzy goat wise? And they came up with this thing here called a pattern placeholder. This is going to give my highlighter tape a run for the money. Now it fits this way, so if your chart goes this way, I'm still going to need to use highlighter tape. But it's 2 pieces of wood. It's tight, so your first couple uses it's a little snug. You have to work it down the page, but you can, right? See, so it's not going to just slide all willy-nilly, but I can move it down my page, and I'm in my sleeve area right there. I just think this is so cute. So she came up with this. It's made in the U.S., in Rhode Island specifically, by Katie and Marianne. And so she made us these pattern placeholders. I think those are pretty nifty. So I've already got that in action. The other thing she made for us is our own row counter. Made out of, so both of these are made out of, oh gosh, I think it's alder wood. But I just love the idea of these women using those routing tools and making this wood and all of that. So so here's our row counter, and I'm using that and it's got a chain on it. So I used an opening stitch marker and hung it on here. Because this is a hefty sweater, I don't mind hanging it right on there. And it's really handy because in my pattern, as my placeholder tells me, I'm doing something where every 7 rounds I need to decrease. I'm in my sleeve. So this is really handy. I've got one side counting my rows, and then over here I'm going to count the decreases. So I have a question for you. I always use my row counter at the beginning of that row, and I have learned that most of you use a row counter when you finish that row. So I'm really curious how you guys do that. I like to do it at the beginning of the row because then if I get interrupted in the middle of that row, I know what row I'm still on. That's how it works in my head. But I'm curious how you guys do it. So the third thing that Katrinkles came up for us is these little markers. They are mistake markers. One has a Band-Aid on it, and the other one says, I fixed my mistake at Fuzzy Goat. So you know how you're like going along and you see that the row below that you missed a yarn over, and you know you can fix it when you come back around? You can hang this on there and you can mark it there. That's what this is for. Or you know you need to pick up a stitch because it's dropped, and you want to make sure you get the little head in the lifeboat. But so that when you come back around, this is your head, this is your lifeboat, and you just grab that head and you put it on there, and then when you come back through, you can fix it. Plus, they make you happy. Look at you. Lots of you guys are doing the end of the row. Yep. Okay, Nancy does it at the beginning along with me, and so does Donnie. All right. I think, oh, Cindy does also. End of the row seems to be winning, but beginning of the row, Lynn and Ronnie are right in there with me, right? That's just what makes sense to me. But you stick with what makes sense to you. And don't go and switch. One isn't better than the other. Don't go and switch and then get completely confused. So my sweater is really coming along. I'm in the sleeve, and because they're dropped sleeves, the sleeve doesn't have to go very long. So I'm really excited about that and the new tools that we got. And the last thing I want to tell you about today is Erika, with her cutest little boy, brought us more of these books. We got them last month and we sold right out. So proud of you guys. This is the National Parks Tempestry Project. Okay, project meaning the collection of this was a project, not that these have patterns in them for you to do projects. But it's just, oh, look at that. I just randomly picked New Orleans. They have collected the temperatures from the earliest, this would be 1916, to current, and then shown them in a woven, knitted, crocheted fashion for a wide variety of national parks. And so we just got more of those in. It smells like a brand new book. So this is really just a great project and a great way to share your love of fiber with people who maybe don't knit or crochet, but might have an interest in the environment in national parks. So last but not least, let's talk about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Black Thorn. It fits just the way I want it to, so do those gauge swatches. I'm going to stand up so you can see I love this little detail down here. It's just like a fancy sweatshirt. Just feels great and cozy. And as it gets into the 80s, I'm probably going to be decreasing the air in here so I can justify wearing my... That doesn't make any sense. I just showed you a climate change book, and I'm going to rerun in the air conditioner. Maybe I'll put on a short sleeve sweater inside. We have a good amount of, this is Malintosh Twist Light that we have in the store, and I used salt. I love this kind of creamy yellow with little flecks in there. I like this yarn a lot. It has 25% nylon, so it's nice and got a little spring to it. I used salt and cardinal for mine. Those are the ones that are in mine. And Melissa picked out some others for us to look at that we can check out here. And it's really funny. She was collecting them for us, and then she looked at it again and said, now I'm not sure what my plan was. So we're going to make a plan out of Melissa's plan here. So let's see what we could do to put together these that you could make Black Thorn in. I think it would be really pretty to do it in the antique moonstone. It's got some variation in it, but it still reads mostly blue. That could be your body and all of that. And again, the salt would show up dramatically in the color work. There's a lot of pretty ones on Ravelry that are the opposite, where the color work is light. I'm swatching for my Descent cardigan right now, and that will be the opposite too. I'll have my lace, not my lace. It looks like lace. It looks like Ruth Bader Ginsburg's lace collar, which is why it's called Descent. And it's going to have a white collar and a green field or main color. So these two would look really great together. I also think, I love the greens and rusts. This one is called Jade, would look really pretty with salt. But it would also be a subtler contrast with Venti Dragon Mocha. So you could I would do the color work in this so that it is crisper with the green, and then have the body be in that. That's really pretty. Melissa, you did good. And this one here is an all-time favorite, Glazed Pecan. These two would look pretty either way. Most of the sweater in the Glazed Pecan and the color work in the green, or those two. Or you could do Glazed Pecan with the Antique Moonstone. That's really pretty also. So those are just a few of the Malintosh Twist Light that we have in right now. And I'm reading Peggy's comment here about thanking us about the air conditioner and the climate change. Yes, we do try to do our part and be conscientious in what we choose. And so I'm going to end on that note again with making sure that you know that we're going to donate a portion of our sales from yesterday, today, and tomorrow to the Red Cross Hurricane Ian, because we are really feeling for our friends down in South Florida. We've had several refugees staying here in Thomasville. It's a great place to get away to, and they've just been telling us just heartbreaking stories about their homes are just gone. So we're going to do our part, and so we're going to take your hard-earned resources that you are spending with us, and we are going to gratefully share them with the people in South Florida. Well, all throughout Florida that need that. And with that, I'm going to go put some links up and all that. I just got to show you these pom-poms one more time. This is actually another way we care about the environment, is that these pom-poms come from Colorado, so that, yes, we're having them shipped from Colorado, but, we try as much as possible to not do international when we can, just to kind of keep down our carbon footprint. But sometimes some things do come from there. Good. I'm going to go put the links up. Thank you guys for watching. We just really appreciate you. Melissa and I and Jennifer will be in the shop today ready to serve you. So we can't wait to see what you guys are thinking up.